Welcome to Cord Cutting Today for July 12th, 2023. This is the show where we break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting right now, including some of the best Prime Day deals still out there for cord cutters. Cable TV is suffering. A few more cable networks are really struggling. We'll talk about those right now in the face of cord cutting. And Bally Sports is looking for MLB teams to accept less money, but the MLB says, not so fast. We may kill any team's deal that lowers their revenue from Bally Sports. We'll talk about these stories and a whole lot more here in a minute. First, though, if you want to find out anything more about these stories I'm about to talk about, check out the show notes down below and in the first pinned comment. I'll put a link to each story there so you can rebound for yourself and come up with your own opinions. Let me know. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. If you've been here a while or you're new, do me a big favor. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up. Doing one or both lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do here, so YouTube recommends our videos to more people, helping us grow, helping us support our families, and hopefully helping you break free from the high cost of cable TV. So with that said, let's dive in here. Starting off today with cord cutting is killing more cable TV networks. Now, there's been some movement in the world of cable TV networks facing the fact that cord cutting is growing. We've seen several things like Shop HQ recently filed for bankruptcy as it struggles. These shopping networks are really struggling hard, and that includes QVC and the Home Shopping Network. These two combined, well, what was that, about 5 years ago or so, but they're still struggling. Increasingly, people who used to shop online are moving to cord cutting, and even though they're on cord cutting, they find themselves shopping there less and less, and that's really putting a real dent in their profitability with all this. Now instead they're moving towards Amazon and Walmart and all these other online shopping places or physical stores instead of shopping on QVC, Home Shopping Network, and more, which in the 90s and 2000s was where you went to get some of the best deals. Now the best deals are increasingly being thought of at Walmart.com, Amazon, Target, and other such websites. We'll see how this all works out, but this could be massive because there's a few kind of collateral damage things that could come here. A lot of these shopping networks pay to be on streaming services or are basically free, and they split ad revenue in different ways to do it. If these networks ever do go away, then it could definitely put a big hurt in local television stations that broadcast them free over there, streaming services that have a deal to they pay them to offer their channels. Could definitely hurt a lot of local television stations and streaming services. We'll keep a close eye on this. But what we're seeing here is that older group of people who traditionally has made up the largest group of buyers in these shopping networks are moving away from them, as cord cutting is no longer just a young person's thing. It's now something that happens regardless of your age or whatever box they try to put you into. Everybody's cutting the cord now. And that allows them to really put pressure on such networks that may have in the past catered to a certain older demographic that they thought was more resistant to cord cutting in the past. So we'll keep a close eye on this. All right, let's keep moving along because we have a lot to cover. Some of the best Amazon Prime Day deals for cord cutters. We have some of the lowest prices ever on some streaming players and more out there right now. So let's kind of run through this. Fire TV Cube, Fire TV Stick 4K Max are at their lowest prices right now, with a Fire TV Stick Max at just $24.99. That's a really good 4K stream player. We got some great Roku deals with a Roku Express down to just $19 for the HD and $27 for the 4K version. We also have deals. Antennas Direct and Mohu are having big sales right now. We have a link to all their deals out there for antennas. If you've been thinking about getting an indoor-outdoor antenna, this may be the time to do it. If you need a DVR for that antenna, Tableau DVRs are on sale. The Tableau Dual Lite over-the-air DVR, the 2-tuner version, is on sale for just $99.99. That's a $50 off the list price. It's a really good DVR. I use it out there. Need USB-C chargers to keep all of your electronics running? Anker has one of my favorite USB-C chargers, a 65-watt 3-port, 2 USB-Cs and a USB in it, on sale for just $36.76. That's a good deal for a very powerful USB-C charger. We have tablets, wireless earbuds, and more, including the Pixel wireless earbuds. If you're an Android user, these are some of the best for the price earbuds on the market at their lowest price ever, starting at just $59 for the standard version. That's really good. You can get the Pro version too. I have a link down in the show notes if you want to get all these deals. Check it out. But these are some of the best Prime Day deals. Today is the last day. Don't miss out on these deals. Who knows what there will be later this year. Don't just assume you're going to find better deals in the future. For now, these are the best prices I have seen on some of these devices, like the Fire TV Stick 4K Max, for example. All right, let's keep moving along. Bally Sports wants Major League Baseball teams to take a 20% cut. Reportedly, Bally Sports and Diamondbacks are in talks to cut what the Diamondbacks will get by about 20%, and it will also require the Diamondbacks to hand over the RSN, or excuse me, the streaming rights to their RSN networks of Bally Sports, so that the Diamondbacks could be sold directly to consumers with that. Major League Baseball reportedly, according to the New York Post, has said the commissioner there, hey, I have final say over TV deals and I'm not approving a cut. I'm sure he's worried that if they accept a cut here, everybody's going to want a cut, and that will negatively affect the total revenue for Major League Baseball, right from the smaller teams all the way up to the league itself. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Now, the Diamondbacks and Bally Sports agreed to a $1.5 billion deal back in 2015, and that means that'll be about, and only get 80% of that going forward. I understand why Bally Sports is trying to do this. They're hoping with their bankruptcy to lower their costs, get more streaming rights by renegotiating deals. Major League Baseball is like, hey, we guarantee teams if they lose their RSN, we're going to make sure they get on TV, and we'll also help with any lost revenue that causes. And MLB is trying to play hardball at Bally Sports, saying, hey, we're not going to accept anything less than what you agreed to. We'll see how that all plays out. It's going to be a very hotly contested area. They have just a few more days for the Reds to strike a deal, or for Bally Sports to pay the Reds too, or the Reds may vanish from Bally Sports. We'll see what happens. We'll have full coverage over at CoreCarsNews.com. If you live in Michigan, and this isn't exclusive of Michigan, but it went live in Michigan now, Verizon has improved its 5G and 5G home internet by bringing ultra-wideband to a host of cities across Michigan, bringing faster both wireless internet and 5G home internet. So if you live in Michigan and think about 5G home internet, worry about the speeds. This new ultra-wideband 5G is the fastest that Verizon offers. It's now available in even more parts of Michigan. More people have options to get it. It's significantly faster than standard 5G that Verizon claims is 5G. And it's a really good deal. So if you're thinking about getting 5G home internet, check out this list if you're in Michigan. And look for these ultra-wideband to continue to roll out to more areas in the future across the country, not just in Michigan. All right, film companies want Reddit to hand over users' information for users that chatted about piracy over a decade ago. So Reddit is asking a court to block Bodyguard Productions and Millennium. I hope I'm saying that all right. They're requesting the identities of some Reddit users who talked about piracy a decade ago to be handed over so that Reddit, so that they can look into who these people are and what they're doing. Reddit's pushing back because they don't want to hand over the IP address, registration, logs, names, email addresses, and any other account information that the court has, that they have to the courts. Now we'll see how this all plays out, but I've talked about this a lot. As cord cutting grows and studios are losing money, they're increasingly turning to, hey, now maybe we need to take down piracy. And not just maybe we need to take down the services, but maybe we need to go back to that old thing. Remember when they used to go after BitTorrent users and sue individual BitTorrent users? Are we seeing that come back? Be interesting to see how this all plays out. But these media companies, mark my words, are going to continue to put piracy in their crosshairs as they lose money. They're going to look for ways to stop the bleeding, at least when it comes to piracy. All right, good news for DirecTV Stream customers. They have, and DirecTV has struck a deal with Spectrum Sportsnet RSNs in the California, Hawaii, Arizona kind of area to offer the Spectrum Sportsnets RSNs. But they also get more flexibility. They now have the ability to not necessarily force it into every package. DirecTV will now have more flexibility in how they offer these RSNs, what packages they put them in, and more. Spectrum is allowing them to be a lot more flexible. Great news for consumers because you may not have to pay for it. Bad news is if you are in a base package, you may have to pay more to get your RSN in the future, either through an add-on or more. The truth is, though, a majority of people don't care about RSNs, and DirecTV, Spectrum, and others are looking for ways to get cheaper packages out there by not offering RSNs. They're some of the most expensive channels in the market. They're also some of the least watched channels with that. If you're a big sports fan and you care about the sports, they're important to you. If you're not, then they're not. And lastly, Comcast is expanding its 10 gig home internet, the so-called 10G, as they're trying to kind of piggyback on the success of 5G home internet in 55 markets. Now, to get to this point, Comcast has spent $20 billion to upgrade its networks to offer the new DOCSIS system there that will allow them to offer 10 gigabyte speeds. It's very expensive, but it's part of Comcast's plan to kind of differentiate itself from a growing number of internet providers that are competing with them. We just talked about Verizon Home Internet, T-Mobile, AT&T, and more are all competing with them now. It'll be interesting to see what happens here, but if you have been thinking about getting Comcast's 10 gig internet service, it may be available in more markets now. Well, that's it for today. Don't forget, check out those Prime Day deals. It ends today for most of the deals. Sometimes it's funny, they sometimes drag it out, but I wouldn't count on that. If you want one of these deals, try to grab it today. Don't plan on it being there tomorrow. So with that said, take care, have a fantastic day. I'll talk to you tomorrow, but one thing, no Q&A tonight. I am without a babysitter. I'm hanging out with my little 2-year-old, well, almost 2-year-old son. He'll be 2 very soon. And him and I have a little father-son time, which means I don't have anybody to do the Q&A tonight. But I do have a good news very soon. Hopefully there'll be somebody who can help a little bit with that. We'll talk about that more soon. Take care, everybody. Be safe. I'll talk to you real soon.